it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and we are planning today. It is going to be kind of a weird plan with me. I've got a couple of planner changes, which will be fun to talk about. I wanted to share this. I've been adding things to the July calendar. I turned it into a June calendar, and then I have the hourly set up and added in like preschool days, summer camp days, different activities. I don't have their entire dance schedule for the summer, but I've got a couple of the classes written out, and I'm not going to show it because it's personal, but I wanted to show you guys I've kept it in this. And look, it's not nearly as like upright. It was way more like this, and it's starting to loosen up. So I feel like, you know, it's still got a little bit of that like triangular thing going on, but it's much more flat than it was. So I think over time it will relax quite a bit and then be able to close a lot easier. I feel like still I'm pressing it down to zip it up, but overall I think it is getting a little bit looser. So I wanted to let you guys know I will in-depth review this at some point once I've used it a long time, but for now I'm liking it more and more the more I use it. So that's all I have to say about that. I did end up switching planners. Oh, there's a page flag from something. I did end up switching it up. This is last week's. I used the half-year Sterling Ink Common Planner, and this is an undated version, so it just has, you know, your blank slate, places for your titles and dates and all that stuff. And this is the week that I did, and I set it up in a way that I had like certain sections all the way across. So like the AM routine sections at the top, schedule, you can see I didn't use that one very much. Now here's like our time blocking stuff, and then after school activities are written down below. Then we've got dinner, to-do lists, and then working out. So you can see the whole little setup there. Really, really liked this setup, and I feel like I had so much more room than on the B6, and I really like it. So I didn't check off things, I didn't check off other things, I didn't check off my to-do list things, but I really liked being able to use it. I didn't even update my mileage actually for my Thursday ride and my Sunday night ride. I know this one was 10.03 because I just did it yesterday, last night, but this one was like 8 something. I want to say like 8.3. But other than that, I feel like I used this, got the most out of it. Really, really like having a little time blocking along with a little schedule section. And that one I'm going to put away for now, but I really like it, and it's totally in the running for once my current Sterling Ink half year runs out at the end of June. And then we are moving into teeny tiny land. This is the A6 Take a Note planner. I did end up loving using the Take a Note A5 size, and this one's teeny tiny, and it's going to be definitely a stretch. It'll be the tiniest planner I've used by far. And here is our schedule this week. It's the last week of school. I thought I would still use this for like more journaling and sticker fun, and then this is our regular old schedule. And because the way I want to use it doesn't give me room for an actual to-do list, I'm pulling out this pad from Sprouted, and I really like the other one of these pads. I have two. Where is the other one? And you can see this one. Actually, I have to flip pages because I actually am using the front pages. But this pad I've actually used quite a bit of. I use this for like writing out like a rough draft outline of my weekly schedule as far as videos. And then when I feel like it's more permanent, I stick it into my content planner. But lately I have made the mistake of not using this one ahead of time and then having to white things out in my content planner, which I don't like. So I really need to use this step first and brain dump all the to-do list video ideas and things on this side, and then have my like rough draft schedule. I can cross things out, move them around, and then when I have it finalized, then I put it in the content planner, and it saves me a lot of trouble. But I really, really like this one, and I thought I would pull this one out. I really haven't used this one, but I thought this one would be a great daily to-do list because each section can be a little to-do list, which I like. It already has the little check boxes, and then it has the title spot. You can just write whatever day of the week it is. Or in my case, I'm going to try to put some stickers up there. I don't really care about like the date or the month or anything. I'll just put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that kind of thing. And then have my little running to-do list. And it doesn't matter what day, you know, what space it is, since it is just 4 spots. I'll just rip it off and move to the next one as needed. But I thought that would be a fun way to set up a to-do list this week and try this notepad out. I have used it a tiny bit. You can see I ripped off a few, but I haven't used it in a dedicated way like Monday, here's my to-do list. Tuesday, here's my to-do list. That sort of thing. And then this one's already set up with all of our activities for the week. And then weekend rehearsals are probably happening. I don't exactly know what the weekend is going to be like yet. I don't have that one written out yet, but I am going to just try to use this for like journaling and maybe a little bit of time blocking while she's at preschool. And the week goes on 2 pages, so it'll end up on this. And last time I didn't use the weekend pages, so I just used this front and back and then this page. So we'll try that out. And I'm not gonna really do anything with that. I wrote out our activities and stuff, but it's so tiny. I don't wanna do a whole lot of decorating. It's gonna be more functional this time around. But I do wanna talk about my little thing that I made here. This is my PM routine type of thing. So the last couple of weeks I've been trying to get in the bed, you know, do all of my face and teeth and all that stuff, get in my PJs, get into the bed, and then sit down and do maybe a little bit of nighttime journaling, something plannery in the bed, like sitting there just kind of winding down and relaxing. And so I ended up doing just like freehand writing a little bit, and then I ended up pulling out the PM journal from MAKSELIFE. It is the daily reflections and gratitude, and it's meant to be something you do in the evening. It's just a little A5 notebook, and I've reviewed everything that's in here, or talked about it at least. But I wanted to kind of step up the game. Slowly but surely over the last week, I've added a few more little steps or a different notebook in, and I decided to really change it up last night and put this together. And I used it last night as the first night I used it, but this is the Petite Folio. It's just a black leopard print thing. This is from Erin Condren, and it's just an elastic band, no pen loop or anything, and it holds up to 4 little notebooks. It's an A5 size thing, so they're all A5 different notebooks. And I'm going to walk through. I've got little plum paper planner tabs on there in various little colors down the line, and I'll walk you through this a little bit. So I've got the daily reflections and gratitude from MAKSELIFE. This one also from MAKSELIFE daily intentions notebook. This one from Erin Condren, and this is just a daily. You can see just a daily, and this is actually January through March, but I'm repurposing it. I'll show you guys. I just did a brain dump last night, but what I'm doing with it is I'm whiting out the top, keeping the number, and then just putting whatever day of the week it is and covering up the little calendar thing. You guys know how I feel about those teeny tiny calendars. Hate them, wish they weren't there. Even the weekends are smaller, but it doesn't really matter because I'm just putting whatever day it is. And I went all the way through the end of February, which is the 28th, and then I backtracked. Like there's other ones on here. So I covered up that, like this was an actual day I used, but this is a day I didn't use, so I covered it up. I'll just use, you know, the days that have been unused in here. But that's all I did. I just did a brain dump, like wrote all the things I wanted to get checked off, and that's what I've been doing. I've just been doing some sort of brain dump or freehand journaling type of thing. And so I have a dedicated brain dump little notebook now. It's just that daily layout petite planner. It's a quarterly thing. I can use it for a little while. And then back here, this is what I'm going to be using for journaling. It is the Create with Pen A5 notebook, and there's this grid. It's just all grid pages. And what I like about this is the grids are a little bit larger. It's still the Tomoe River paper, so it's still that like nice crispy paper, but the grid's a little bit larger so I can write. And then I have this section for Cloudlet. It was labeled puppy stuff, and I wrote down lots of things as he was a puppy, but now he sleeps through the night. I don't have to track anything like what he's eating and stuff. I'm on a good routine with him, so I don't really use this section. I might just clip that off, but I have this page marked because it's the journaling page, and I'm not going to share like all the details of that, but I wanted to journal. And then when I was writing out my page, like testing out this journaling pen, I decided what I want to do is do rainbow colors, for now at least. So I'm like, there's no pen loop on this. I'm not going to come in here and change out my pen every day because that would be silly. So I ended up adding the Ultimate Planning Pack, and this is the Flora one from 2 years back now. So I just looped it like that instead of having the Planning Pack loop across the whole thing. It does have a loop on it, so I just have it in there. And this is holding some Erin Condren fine liners, and I'm just going to use them as rainbows. So I started with orange. I'd been using the orange in that room, like when I was doing any of my journaling or gratitude, that type of thing. So I've been using the orange, and then I'll switch to, I guess I'll switch to yellow next, because I want it to go in kind of a rainbow order. And I decided to put them in here so that I had the whole little pack. This one also has a brown and a black and a gray, which I'm pulling out of my pen caddy here, but I didn't want to use those as my rainbow pens. I'll use those when I'm using more neutral colors. But that's a nice little set of pens. The fine liner works really good on the Tomoe River paper, also on the more regular type papers, but I was really happy with being able to stick all the little rainbow pens in there, so I have them with me. And so this has just been sitting on my nightstand. I put it together yesterday morning and then used it last night, and it's just been sitting on my nightstand just like this, like a little bundle of planner goodness. So I really like it. I think it's cute. I like the little tabs sticking up, except not this one. I want to take that one off, but I like that the 4 notebooks fit really nicely in here. Now I do have a MAKSELIFE folio as well. They call it a MAKSELIFE folio. Right now I just have the companion notebooks like squished in there. But this one is a little bit more rigid, and I didn't want to have to deal with like the magnet not sticking exactly right. I thought this one would be so much easier to just loop it around and not have to worry about if I stuck in a thick notebook. If I stuck in a too thick of a notebook, which that Create with Pen one is really chunky, so I feel like this one was a better one to go, that I didn't have to worry about trying to line it up just right, and it held everything. And using it last night, I kept all the notebooks in as I wrote in each one, and it seemed to work fine. So there you go, there's my little planning nighttime routine brick. Basically, it's like a big brick, but it works really well. And last but not least, all right, moving on from that, I'm gonna go set that back on my nightstand after filming this, but this is my MAKSELIFE flagship, and I did hear with some of the Club Moxie stuff, and I think they've posted this for everybody to know, but the flagship is going to be on a standard coil, not the O-wire type of coil, like an actual standard coil, the one everybody's used to, for next year. So I'm super excited about that. Then I probably will go flagship again. But let's see, let's find our week here. I did end up setting this up. It is only Monday, so I didn't actually mark anything off yet. Haven't written out daily wins yet, but here is a look at, oh, I don't even have weekly actions. So Olivia had an early morning rehearsal on Sunday, and it's the perfect time for me to write out all of my reflection stuff. So I just did that while I was sitting there while she rehearsed. It's a good little break for me to work on this. And I actually did some crocheting also at the same time. I packed some stuff to work on. And yeah, I really like this. I want to highlight a little bit, just the titles. And you can read all of this. Basically, like, Johnny was gone Wednesday through Saturday, and it was really rough. It was a really long week for me. So there were some energy issues. Oops, I didn't highlight that straight. There were some energy issues going on when I was just flying solo with the kids, you know, from early Wednesday morning through like midday Saturday. So that was a lot of what this was. Like, I'm proud of myself for handling it and, you know, doing a relatively okay job, like handling all the things, but definitely ran out of energy. And willpower is a big thing. I've been trying to eat a little bit better, trying to work out a little bit better, and it was really, really hard having the willpower to do that when I'm already feeling kind of depleted. So that is just something that I really discovered, and I'm trying to make some adjustments for this week as far as like planning out my snacks a little bit better. That way at the end of the day, I don't go through the pantry and just pull out everything. I have a plan. So I will end up writing out some of this, and I was proud of myself for even writing the habits out when I was doing my reflection page. So I'll work on this real quick, and then we will call it good to go. I'm gonna take this off. It's just an ollie clip, by the way. Let's see, grabbing my pen, and I'm just gonna work on some of this. All right, that's how I'm gonna leave this one. It's just a down and dirty, rough draft of everything. Most of this is repeats, but some notable things. I want to work on the crochet project that I'm working on. Definitely want to close my rings. I think I was pretty good about closing them most days last week, but it was through meditation and not through actual activities and stuff. So I want to do a couple of things on my off day, either bar or yoga or both. And then over here, this is the last week of the month. So it is the no groceries week. I'm gonna try to go as long as possible without ordering groceries. I think we're pretty well stocked on fruit and veggies, but at the end of this, things get crazy and different. I have to come up with some creative stuff for the end of the week. And then down here, we're just working on going through all the kids stuff, kids toys. Last week, I ended up being able to list a bunch of things on our giveaway group in our area, and also sorted lots of toys. I also touch up painted, and I also reorganized Stella's closet. I made it so she could reach some of her clothes, so she could get dressed on her own. And then I'm gonna continue with Power 10. I just try to do like setting a 10-minute timer at least once a day. Honestly, a lot of times twice a day, and I'll work on that as well, but I'm still just decluttering, reorganizing, trying to get less stuff in the house, really, is the main point. Okay, so I got up and went to start editing. I'm gonna insert this back in. I forgot to set up my to-do list. So I'm gonna just put, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know if I'm gonna use this for the weekends, so I'm just gonna use, you know, Monday through Friday. And I've got these cute little stickers. This is from Hubman and Chub Girl. They're May kit and super cute. Love the colors of these. I'm just gonna stick them across the top. So we'll start with a Monday down here. I've been using these in the PM routine thing. Oh yeah, that's cute. Very cute. I don't really care if they're like exactly centered or anything. They're just cute. And the gray one looks really good. So Cloudlet, you'll hear him at the very end of this video, that Cloudlet came in here and started grunting at me because he wanted to go outside. And we have spoiled him, and I say we as in my husband. My husband started giving him ice water, and now he doesn't want anything but ice water. Like, I will literally fill up his dog bowl with cold water, and it's not good enough anymore. He leveled up and became a bougie doodle. He only wants ice water. So I had to go give him ice water because he was thirsty, even though he had an entire bowl of regular water that the ice had melted from. So that's really what he wanted. He was coming in here to grumble at me because he needed his ice water refilled. I was telling Johnny, I'm like, you did this to our family. You made our dog bougie, and now we won't drink just regular water. So funny. So anyway, there is what our list looks like. I'll use this as my to-do list for today. I think I just got makeup on it. But there you go. There's what it looks like. Alrighty, I'm gonna add this back in because I have been using this one. It's like 2:30, and this one is completely a total fail for me. I guess when I was writing these, I didn't realize how teeny tiny the grids actually are. They are super small. It was really, really hard for me to write, and it's like, life's too short to hate the planner you're using. This is a total fail for me. I'm totally not gonna finish using it this week. I'm gonna finish writing out this day, and that's it. This is way too small. I was like, man, this is super teeny tiny. It's messing with my eyes because it's just so small. Now I'll show you guys. That's the Sterling ink grid. These are so much smaller. Look at that. It's so much smaller. I don't even know if you guys can see them lined up together. It's like multiple millimeters smaller. It's just so tiny, and I have big handwriting, so this is already small for me. This is like torture, like trying to write in these lines. I'm not doing it. I'm over it already. So I think I will end up switching. I've got one other one to test out. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch to this. It's the Aura Estelle Weekly Essential, and it's just basically a weekly overview page. It does have a sidebar for various things, and then a blank grid page. So I'm gonna just switch to this one. It is a dated planner. So I will find May in here and switch my week. Actually, I'm open to the right week. So I'm just gonna switch to this week. I'm not gonna do much stickering or anything, but I feel like I could possibly write like the daily activities and then have my to-do list on here, and then use this for journaling throughout the week, possibly. So I don't know how I'm gonna set this up. I will show it in my next plan with me. Yeah, it's a fail. Total fail for me, guys. Don't like the tininess of this. Like, these grids are normal sized grids. I don't know why, because they shrunk the planner down, that they also shrunk the grids down. It's just way too much for me, so it's a fail. There you go. I'm gonna use this Aura Estelle for this week. Oh, it just came in. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed this plan with me. Not a whole lot of actual planning, but planning logistics and things. So I hope you guys liked it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, check out my playlist down below, check out my discount coupons and various links down below. They are affiliate links in most cases, so it does help my channel out if you use those links. And otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day, happy planning, and I'll catch you next time. Gotta go let that puppy out.